Have you ever said, "I made my homework," and someone corrected you? It feels confusing, right? Today, we will fix this forever in a simple way.
Yes, and by the end of this video, you won't just understand, do, and make, you'll feel which one is correct naturally without overthinking every sentence.
Okay, Emily, let me ask you something honestly. Why do learners always get confused between do and make? They seem simple, but mistakes happen everywhere.
That's because both words are very common, but their usage depends on meaning, not just grammar rules. Students often translate directly from their native language, which creates confusion.
Exactly. I used to say make my homework all the time, but later I learned it should be do my homework. That small correction changed everything.
Yes, and that's what we'll focus on today, understanding the logic, not just memorizing rules. Let's start with the basic idea behind these two verbs.
All right, tell me simply, what does do actually mean?
Great question. We use do when we talk about actions, tasks, or activities, especially when we don't create something physical.
So basically, do is used when we perform an action, right?
Exactly. Think of it like this. You do something when you are busy with an activity, but not producing a physical object.
Let me try some examples. Do homework, do exercise, do the dishes. All these are actions, not creations.
Perfect. You're catching it quickly. Also, we say do a job, do work, and do business. Notice no physical product is created.
So if I say I did my homework, it means I completed the task, not that I created something new.
Exactly. That's a very important distinction. You are completing or performing, not creating.
So saying I made my homework is wrong because homework is not something you create, but something you complete.
Correct. That's a classic mistake. And don't worry, many learners make this mistake, so you're not alone.
All right, now let's talk about make. I think this is where things get interesting.
Yes, we use make when we create, build, or produce something. It can be physical or even abstract.
So if I cook food, I say I made dinner, right?
Exactly, because you created something new. Food didn't exist before, and now it does.
Let me try again. Make a cake, make a plan, make a mistake.
Excellent. Even though mistake is not physical, you still make it because it's something you produce or cause.
Oh, that's interesting. So make is not only about physical things, but also results or outcomes.
Yes, that's the key idea. Make equals create or produce a result.
So here's a quick trick. If I'm doing an activity, use do. If I'm creating something, use make.
That's a great shortcut. But remember, English has exceptions, so we'll explore those slowly in the next pages.
Yesterday, I did my homework, then I made dinner for my family. Is that correct?
Perfect sentence. First, you completed a task, then you created something. You used both verbs correctly.
Guys, pause the video and think, what did you do today and what did you make today? Try forming two sentences right now.
Yes, and practice is the only way to master this. Don't just listen, apply immediately.
We will go deeper into confusing cases, fixed expressions, and situations where even advanced learners make mistakes. So, in the last page, we learned a simple rule, do for actions and make for creation. But honestly, Emily, sometimes even I still get confused in real conversations.
That's completely normal because English is not always about rules, it's also about fixed expressions. Today, we'll uncover those tricky situations where logic alone is not enough.
Wait, what do you mean by fixed expressions? Are these like phrases we just have to remember?
Exactly. Some combinations are natural in English, and others just sound wrong, even if your logic says they should be correct.
So even if I understand the rule, I might still make mistakes?
Yes, and that's why today's lesson is very important. We'll go beyond basic rules and make your English sound natural.
All right, let's start with do. What are some common expressions we must remember?
Here are some very important ones. Do homework, do housework, do exercise, do business, and do someone a favor.
Interesting. I notice all of these are activities, not creations.
Exactly, but don't overthink it. Just remember these as natural English phrases.
Let me try. I do exercise every morning to stay healthy. That sounds correct, right?
Perfect. Here, exercise is an activity, so do is the correct verb.
What about this? She did me a favor yesterday. That means she helped me, right?
Yes, that's a very common expression. Native speakers use it all the time.
Now I'm curious, what about make? What are the common expressions there?
Great question. We say make a decision, make a plan, make money, make a mistake, and make noise.
Wait, make money? We're not creating money physically, right?
True, but here make means to produce a result. You are earning or generating money.
So we say make a decision, not do a decision, right?
Exactly. That's a fixed expression. Even though deciding feels like an action, English uses make.
This is where learners get confused because logically both verbs can feel correct.
Yes, and that's why exposure and practice are very important.
Let's test ourselves quickly. I'll say a sentence and you correct me if I'm wrong.
Sounds fun. Go ahead.
I did a mistake yesterday.
Oops, that's incorrect. The correct sentence is I made a mistake yesterday.
Got it. Because a mistake is something we produce, not just do. Next one. I made my homework.
Again, incorrect. It should be I did my homework.
This one is very common among learners.
Here's a simple trick. Use do with tasks, duties, and routines. Use make with results, plans, and creations.
That's helpful. So I can think, am I doing an activity or creating a result? Yesterday, I did my work, made a plan for my future, and made some money online. Is that correct?
Absolutely correct. That sentence is perfect and very natural.
Now it's your turn. Try to make 3 sentences, 1 with do and 2 with make.
Yes, and don't worry if you make mistakes. That's how you learn.
Emily, I have a question. Sometimes I hear people say, did you do your work? And sometimes, did you make a plan? Why do both sound correct in questions?
That's a brilliant observation. Today, we're stepping into real conversation mode, how do and make behave in questions, negatives, and everyday speaking.
Wait, I've seen do used like, do you like coffee? That's different from do homework, right?
Exactly. Here, do is not the main verb. It's a helping verb used to form questions and negatives in English.
So in do you play cricket, do is helping the sentence, not showing the action.
Correct. The main action is play. Do is just supporting the structure.
Let me try some examples. Do you study every day? And do they understand English?
Perfect. And in past tense, we use did. Like, did you finish your homework?
So do, did can be both a main verb and a helping verb. That's why it gets confusing.
Exactly. But don't worry, you'll get comfortable with practice.
Now let's talk about negatives. I often hear, I did my homework. Is that correct?
No, that's incorrect. The correct sentence is, I didn't do my homework.
Oh, so after didn't, we always use the base form do, not did.
Yes, that's a very important rule. Never use past tense twice in the same verb phrase.
Let me try again. I didn't make a plan yesterday.
Perfect, that's correct. Didn't plus base verb make.
So we say didn't do and didn't make, not didn't did or didn't made.
Exactly. You're improving fast.
Sometimes in conversation I hesitate. For example, I blank a mistake yesterday. I stop and think, do or make.
That's very common. In real life, speed matters, so you need automatic understanding, not slow thinking.
So how can we improve that?
By listening, repeating, and practicing common expressions until they feel natural.
Let's imagine a situation. I'm talking to my friend about my day.
Okay, go ahead.
I did a lot of work today, but I also made a big mistake in my project.
Excellent. That's a perfect real-life sentence. Here's something interesting. Sometimes both do and make can be used in the same context, but with slightly different meanings.
Really? That sounds tricky.
For example, do good means perform good actions. Make good means to succeed or become successful.
Wow, same words but different meanings. That's why English is so interesting. Let me say something. I made my best in the exam.
Almost correct. The natural sentence is, I did my best in the exam.
Ah, so do my best is the correct expression.
Yes, that's a fixed phrase. Remember it.
Now it's your turn. Fill in the blank. I didn't blank my homework yesterday.
And the correct answer is do, because homework is a task.
I feel like I'm slowly becoming confident. Earlier I was guessing, but now I understand the logic and patterns.
That's the goal. Step by step, you're building strong English.
Emily, I've noticed something. Native speakers don't stop and think before saying do or make. They just speak naturally. How is that possible?
That's because they've mastered something called collocations, and today, this is exactly what will take your English to the next level.
Collocations? That sounds like a big word. What does it actually mean?
Simple. Collocations are words that naturally go together. For example, we say make a decision, not do a decision.
So it's like fixed word partnerships.
Exactly. And if you use the wrong combination, your sentence may still be understood, but it won't sound natural.
All right, let's learn some important collocations with do.
Here are some must-know ones. Do homework, do housework, do the laundry, do business, do a favor, do your duty.
I see a pattern here. These are all tasks or responsibilities.
Yes, that's why do fits naturally with them.
Let me try, I do my laundry every Sunday.
Perfect. That's exactly how native speakers say it.
And she did me a favor when I needed help.
Excellent. That sounds very natural.
Now let's move to make. I think this is where learners struggle more.
You're right. Here are some very common ones. Make a decision, make a plan, make progress, make an effort, make a mistake, make a call.
Interesting. Make progress sounds a bit abstract.
Yes, but remember, make is often about producing a result, even if it's not physical.
Let me try a sentence. I did a big effort to complete my project.
Good try, but the correct sentence is, I made a big effort.
Ah, so it's not about logic, it's about natural usage.
Exactly. That's why collocations are so important.
Can you give me a direct comparison that really helps me understand better?
Sure. Look at this. Do work is general activity. Make something, create something specific.
So do work is general, but make a cake is specific creation.
Perfect understanding. Let me describe my day. I did my homework, did some exercise, and then made a plan for tomorrow. That's a perfect combination of do and make, very natural and fluent. Here's something powerful. Don't try to learn do and make separately. Learn them as phrases.
So instead of learning make, I should learn make a decision, make a mistake, etc.?
Exactly. That's how you'll remember them forever.
Let's test again. I blank progress in my English every day.
The correct answer is make. I make progress in my English every day.
I feel like I'm finally understanding English in a deeper way, not just memorizing rules.
That's the real learning. When you start thinking in patterns, your fluency improves naturally.
Emily, I understand the rules, I know the collocations, but when I speak fast, I still make mistakes. How do I become fluent with do and make?
That's the most important question. Today, we move from knowledge to real fluency through conversation practice, quick corrections, and thinking in English.
So instead of remembering rules, I should think about situations?
Exactly. When you connect English to real-life situations, your brain responds faster and more naturally.
Let's imagine I'm talking about my daily routine.
Great. Start speaking and I'll correct you if needed.
Every morning I make exercise and then I make my homework before going to college.
Good effort, but here are the corrections. Do exercise, activity, do homework, task. So the correct sentence is, Every morning I do exercise and then I do my homework before going to college.
Got it. Let me try again. In the evening, I do a plan for the next day.
Almost correct. The natural sentence is, in the evening I make a plan for the next day.
Okay, rapid fire round. Correct me quickly.
Let's go.
I did a mistake in my exam.
Wrong to I made a mistake in my exam.
She made her homework late at night.
Wrong to she did her homework late at night.
We did a decision together.
Wrong to we made a decision together.
I made my best in the interview.
Wrong to I did my best in the interview.
I'm starting to notice patterns now. Tasks equals do, results or decisions equals make.
Exactly. That pattern will guide you in most situations.
Let me tell a short story. Yesterday, I did my work, made a plan for my career, and made an important decision.
That's excellent. Your sentence is completely natural and fluent. Here's something powerful. When you practice, always speak full sentences, not just words.
So instead of saying make decision, I should say I made a decision yesterday.
Exactly. Full sentences help your brain remember patterns faster.
I feel more confident now. Earlier, I was afraid of making mistakes, but now I'm learning from them.
That's the right mindset. Mistakes are not failures. They are steps towards fluency.
Now it's your turn. Try speaking these sentences aloud. I blank my homework every day. I blank a mistake yesterday. I blank a plan for my future.
Answers: do, made, make. Practice them again and again.
This has been an amazing journey so far. I feel like I've improved a lot.
And we're not done yet. In the final page, we'll revise everything and learn 10 powerful vocabulary words from today's lesson.
If you've watched till here, something has already changed inside you. You're no longer guessing between do and make, you're understanding it.
Exactly, and that's the biggest transformation. You didn't just learn English, you trained your brain to think correctly in English.
Let's quickly revise everything so it stays in our mind forever.
Perfect. Here we go. Use do for actions, tasks, and routines. Use make for creation, results, and outcomes.
And we also learned that collocations are very important.
Yes, for example, do homework, do exercise, do work. Make a decision, make a plan, make a mistake.
Let me try one final sentence. Today, I did my work, made a plan for my future, and I will not make the same mistake again.
That's absolutely perfect. Natural, clear, and confident. Now, as promised, let's learn 10 powerful vocabulary words from today's lesson.
1. Task. Noun. Meaning, a piece of work to be done. Example, I completed my task on time.
2. Create. Noun. Meaning, to bring something into existence. Example, she created a beautiful painting.
3. Result. Noun. Meaning, the outcome of an action. Example, मेहनत का result हमेशा अच्छा होता है.
4. Effort. Noun. Meaning, physical or mental energy used. Example, he made a lot of effort to succeed.
5. Decision. Noun. Meaning, a choice made after thinking. Example, she made an important decision.
6. Mistake. Noun. Meaning, an error or wrong action. Example, I made a mistake in my exam.
7. Activity. Noun. Meaning, something you do. Example, exercise is a healthy activity.
8. Produce. Noun. Meaning, to create or make something. Example, this factory produces cars.
9. Improve. Verb. Meaning, to become better. Example, I want to improve my English.
10. Confident. Adjective. Meaning, feeling sure about something. Example, she is confident while speaking English.
Emily, I feel really happy. Before this, I was confused, but now I feel confident using do and make in my daily life.
That's the beauty of learning step by step. And remember, fluency doesn't come in one day, but with daily practice.
If you truly want to improve your English, don't stop here. Practice every day, speak every day, and most importantly, learn from your mistakes.
And we're here to guide you in that journey. Every single day, you can learn something new with us.
So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to come back to the Word Lab every day.
Because here, we don't just teach English, we help you live English, feel English, and speak English with confidence.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep shining with your English.
See you in the next lesson on the Word Lab.